Well, here's our video for using cursors to measure voltage. Now I've captured a square wave pattern here, which typical Hall effect again. We have a 5-volt reference. We know that by looking at what the gratical's value at, which is 1 volt, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know it's at 5 volts. But the reason that we'd like to use the cursors on this is to actually see how close to ground this signal goes and what its maximum voltage reading is to make sure that's correct. So I'm going to press the cursor button, and automatically we can see that we have the cursors set to measure things on the horizontal axis, which is not what we want to do. We want to switch the cursor over to here, which will measure voltage. So we know we're at the bottom cursor now, so it's highlighted, and we can see the highlight definition here. And we're going to move that down right to the A line, which is right there. And then we're going to switch cursor to the top and bring this one up. And we'll actually see that right there's the top of the signal. And we have 4.96 volts, which is common signal voltage that gets turned on and off on modern automobiles. There are other voltages, but this is probably the most common. So now what we're going to do is press the zoom button and see if we can get a closer picture of this. And we've zoomed it in, and let's see, we'll move it over a little bit, and we'll have to move the whole pattern up a little so we can see it better. So I'm going to move the A line up. So let's go back to cursors on the zoom feature, and let's move the bottom cursor up to the A line. And we'll try to get this as close as we can, because this is a really finite measurement here. But it gives you an idea that these signals actually do not go all the way to ground. So I'm going to hit the top cursor and bring it down right to where it made its switch. So we can see right now that there's a 120 millivolt difference between what ground is and what the signal dropped to. Now this is nothing to concern yourself with when you see something like this. Anytime this signal gets below 300 millivolts, it's considered a switch. So the computer can definitely see this. These signals are really not pulled all the way to ground. So if you had one that, let's say, was only going to here, we might have some kind of a ground drop problem, because here we're at 480 millivolts and the computer might not see that switch. We'll continue on with the next video, which will be on measuring the amplitude of voltages of minimum and maximum on an O2 sensor.